Hello there, I'm Ben,
I'm lucky.
and today we're not doing It's Nerd Time or Mighty Morphin Power Nerds. No. As you probably already have seen, today we are talking about Five Nights at Freddy's, as when at the time of upload, this should come out on the 8th, aka FNAF's anniversary. Um, we just wanna,
Yay! Freddy
yeah, yay.
Fazbear.
Freddy Fazbear. But we just want to talk about FNAF for a little bit. I, towards the end, I'll talk about what FNAF has meant for me and my experiences with it. But I think the best way to start this is just go through the games, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the first one, Five Nights at Freddy's. Um, Honestly, it's probably one of my favorite ones. I really like the simple door light mechanic. Um, it's not my personal favorite. My personal favorite's next, but honestly, it's one of the creepier FNAF games. The ambiance, the dread of them walking towards your door. Well, it doesn't affect me anymore. It used to get to me. Um, what are your thoughts on the game, Lucky?
Um. Well, I'm gonna preface this right now. As of time of recording, I have not legitimately beat any FNAF game at all. So, my opinion might be null and void. Um,
Yet
I
you're
actually
still
like
a
I like
fan.
FNAF one.
You like FNAF 1? Yeah.
Yeah,
I will say I've beaten most of the mainline games except for Help Wanted and Security Breach.
which that's the one I'm working on at the moment. Is Help Wanted.
Yeah.
I'm working on Help Wanted at the moment.
Um yeah, no, I think FNAF 1 is simple, but that simpleness is to its benefit. It's not really much bad I can really say about the game. It's kind of just the game that started it all.
Yeah.
Um
That was a much simpler time when the story was small.
yeah, before we got Fazgoo and Bonnie Guppies and the Stitch Wraith and two people possessing Freddy, Golden Freddy. What simpler days. Anyway, moving on to the first game that really complicated the lore. My personal favorite game, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, the prequel. Um, Honestly, gameplay wise, it's my favorite one. I love the mask mechanic. Winding the music box is one of the coolest, like, extra gameplay gimmicks they added. Um,
Yeah.
and
There's
it's probably
there's
good.
there's one character that we can both say we absolutely despise, and
There's
then
two
there's another
characters.
character. No, I don't
You're
despise
right.
the second one. You
You're
do.
right. I do. All right. I to preference this, we're also both Arroways, and that kind of just adds to this. But we both despise Toy Chico with every fiber of our being.
Yeah.
I hate what that Chico was bad enough, but Toy Chico ruined the fandom. And Scott, I heavily doubt you're listening to this. But in the off chance you are, why did you have to give her those lines in Ultimate Custom Night? We're not there yet, but why? Anyway, I love FNAF 2. It's probably my favorite game.
You want to talk
uh,
about the other character
oh
you
yeah,
despise?
I've always I think it's kind of cliche to say it at this point, but I hate Balloon Boy. I do. Like
I like
almost
Balloon
everyone.
Boy.
Yeah, of course you do.
I like Balloon Boy, the
Uh-oh,
baby.
how unfortunate. That they do that to me just to bug me. We're not at DD. We're not at Ultimate Custom Night. We will talk about Ultimate
Oh
Custom Night.
yeah, I do. Yeah, I do the DD voice just to annoy him.
Yeah. Um. No, oh, God, there's so much to talk about. Honestly, FNAF 2 is probably the game I have grinded the most attempts in because it's also the game I'm the best at and know the most about. But I've honestly, I just, it holds this very, very special place in my heart. Lucky,
I
what are
think
your?
I like FNAF too, especially how much Balloon Boy annoys you.
Of course, that's what you like about it.
I do like FNAF too. It's a good game.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is a contrary thing, but my second favorite animatronic is actually the puppet.
Oh, that is a very it's the most it's one of the most popular animatronics. It's a very
Yeah,
popular one. I
I'm not gonna.
honestly I would have to I have to tie her with Foxy. I love the puppet's
Little
design.
foxy boy.
Not
Little
Nightmare
foxy
own.
boy.
I hate that design, but we'll get there.
Which
Um
if Ben will let me, I might do my Dee Dee voice when we get to Ultimate Custom Night.
so anyway, that's where we're gonna end this episode. No, I'm kidding. Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
But that brings us to my least favorite game out of the core original four. I I just never liked FNAF 3. I don't like the lure mechanic. I don't like the phantoms kind of just are meh for me. The only real part I like about FNAF, and this is cliche, I love is Springtrap. I love his design. I do. I've always liked the design, but I don't like his gameplay mechanic.
Yeah.
Whereas the music box forced you to pull up your cams for more reasons than just to look at Foxy. Um, the lure mechanic just made it impossible to like focus on the actual animatronics in your office. Not to mention they can't kill you, they just screw you over, and the reboot system mechanic I don't like it. I like the vent locking system, but that's about it.
Yeah,
Uh
FNAF 3 is in the territory where I don't really know much about it.
yeah.
I haven't
Um
really done much with FNAF. I know I know that a few years ago I opened FNAF 3 and just sat there on my phone to see how far I could get. I think I got to night 3,
mm,
like the start of night 3 without doing anything.
yeah, I hate also that is my least favorite part that night one is a freebie.
Uh-huh.
I don't like it. But I will say FNAF 3 does hold a very significant spot when it comes to the FNAF lore. It's very important with the happiest day mini game. Um, Springtrap himself is still important to this day, despite my misgravings about that, but we'll get there. FNAF 3 is just overall meh. But I guess that brings us to, FNAF 4. Um, I don't I don't know how to feel about FNAF 4. On one hand, I like the designs. I do. But on the other, I don't like the breathing mechanic.
Yeah, it's like FNAF 3 overdid it with the cams, I think, and then FNAF 4 didn't even use the cams at all.
And I don't mind not having a cam system, really. I think the cam system is a kind of it can go. It really can, but FNAF 4 suffers from the how loud the jump scares are and how closely you have to listen. You get punished for doing their gameplay mechanic. And I think the ambiance of the like dog barking randomly, I think that just makes it harder to hear them. It does add to the atmosphere and all of that, but overall, FNAF tried to get a little too gimmicky, and it still is. But I do like FNAF 4. I like if honestly, if I had to if I had to make a tier list of the first 4 games, FNAF 1 and 2 are S tier. FNAF 3 is mid tier. Or no, not FNAF 3. FNAF 4 is mid tier, and FNAF 3 is just above the bottom. I will say it had at least the jump scares weren't, just moving PNGs. Unlike FNAF 3. That is something I didn't talk about, jump scares. The 2 and 3 had probably the worst jump scares besides not sister location, besides Pizzeria Sim, but we'll get there. I think Plush Trap's cool. I guess he doesn't make sense really lore wise why he exists, especially the name. I guess the books kind of give it a meaning, but trap, because Spring Trap, the whole joke is basically he got spring locked and it was a trap, spring trapped. But Plush Trap, I don't know. I guess we'll add this, say, I guess we'll talk about the Halloween DLC now. Unless, Lucky, you have something else to add.
No, not really.
Yeah. I think Jacko Bunny and Jacko Chica are cool. I like Nightmare Mangle. But Nightmare Unknown kind of falls flat because I don't like their design. I think it's too basic.
Nightmare Balloon Boy.
I like Nightmare Balloon Boy, actually.
Oh, you don't like normal Balloon Boy, though.
Yeah, because Nightmare Balloon Boy is actually kind of creepy. Not really annoying. Also, he sounds like he went through 15 puberties, and it's so funny.
You don't like the little tentacles?
No, it's not that. I think the body is too basic. It honestly just looks like he removed all the detailing from the puppet and just to say the puppet's in there. But we didn't even talk about Fredbear and Nightmare. They're cool. I like them. That was the first time we ever got Fredbear in a game, so or the closest we've gotten to truly getting a Fredbear Family Diner game. Honestly, man, these last couple games just kind of don't capture the charm of the original two, in my eyes. Maybe I'm in the minority, but I think I stand by my ranking of them. What do you think, Lucky?
Yeah, I think they all did like decently well for the time, I think, but some of them just lack now.
Yeah. But I guess that brings us to Lucky's favorite game, I think.
Oh, you actually remembered. You actually remembered as my favorite.
Yeah. One that also ruined the fandom for multiple reasons. Is its sister location. I'm gonna be honest. I think Miss Sister Location's mid tier. I know. Shoot me. Blasphemy. I know. But
it's the only one I almost completely beat on the first try.
Yeah, I think it's too bland. There's not really enough to do.
Yeah, I will say this. The only reason I didn't fully complete it is because my save got corrupted and reset it, and I wasn't going to go through all the nights again.
Yeah, see, unlike FNAF, unlike the first 4 FNAF, where you get this sense of reward for completing the night, like you earn that win, Sister Location kind of just hands you the win. First 3 nights, there's barely any danger. Night 4 got patched and it's no longer as hard as it was, and it's kind of now easy. Night 5, what do you even do on night 5?
Night 5 is the scooper with
Oh,
like fox.
yeah. So basically, you have one threat where you just have to basically play Simon Says. And that's kind of it. Like, I guess there's the secret night, but even that's kind of just. It's just a
My
callback, and it's. Well,
my favorite animatronic is such a contrary to, like, it is not really favored much. It's so underrated.
it is not. It is very well loved.
Is it?
Yes.
At least it used to be very underrated.
For the wrong reasons, though.
I don't like it for that reason. Those
I
reasons. I
know, but
like it.
she's liked for the same reasons as Toy Chica. I hate Ballora. I hate her. I hate her. Throw her into the pit. I don't care. Send her to the past. Let her get eaten by the dinosaurs. I don't care. Screw Ballora, and not in a figurative sense, not a literal one.
I love Laura.
I don't. Maybe it stems from me
I
not
think
liking music, because I don't like music, and maybe that's why I don't like Ballora. Or part of it,
I
because
think
I just.
I think that's part of why Balor and Puppet are like my favorites, is the music part, because I'm a music lover.
See,
I
I
love
do like the Puppets music box, but I don't like Ballora. I hate her. I hate her.
I think the other
I
thing is just because she's a dancer and I like dancing.
mm,
So yeah,
she's a ballerina specifically.
she's a
But
ballerina.
I guess I mean the old custom night's cool, even though it's one of the like most unfair power wise. I don't know. I think sister location's okay. It also complicates the lore again, and it's only gonna get worse because it brings us to Pizza Sim. And
Can I just mention one thing before we get to
sure,
Pizza Sim? Biddy Bab.
no. Anyway, um, I think Pizza Sim. It. Oh God, I'm realizing how few of the games I actually love. Oh no.
Pizza Sim is my type of game.
I hate it. That's because you haven't gotten into the later nights.
I like simulator games.
But it's not a simulator game.
No. So I've actually beat Pizza Sim. I've done one of the endings on Pizza Sim.
Yeah, but have you beaten the true ending? Connection
No.
terminated? Exactly. Pizza Sim. It's just a game where you sit there, click task, turn PC off, look side to side, turn the PC on, do task, look side to side, lure, lure, lure. Oh, where are they? Where are they? Lure, lure, lure. Look to side, turn off the PC over and over. And the jump scares are the worst in the whole series.
I did do the little mini game Easter egg stuff, the Fruity Maze, Midnight Motorist,
See, and
and
that stuff's cool, but even that, especially Candid Cadet, has completely destroyed the lore.
oh, I
Honestly,
also did the Insanity ending.
where you have to buy the stupid egg and watch Henry
Yeah,
rant.
yeah,
I'm sorry, Connection Terminated is so much cooler than that.
it is.
It's my favorite ending. One day we'll actually publicly release mine redubbing of it, I guess was how you would say that.
Yeah, and maybe even my Elizabeth that I did.
I'll at one at some point edit those together, add the necessary stuff to it. But
My
for
little
now,
Turk space.
yeah. Honestly, I think
Oh, I will. I will say this. I also just remembered. This is going back to Sister Location real quick.
Yeah,
Ben absolutely hates it when I sing Ballora's song.
I'll kick you out of this call.
When I sing Ballora's song, he absolutely hates it.
I do. I don't like Ballora. I hate her. I hate her. Um, man, the animatronics get so much less memorable the more we go.
Oh,
Like,
freaking
do
what is
you
it? In Pizza Sim, bloody
mm-hmm.
Funtime Chica, get out.
Funtime Chica? I think you're
Funtime
thinking of
Chica
Ultimate
can
Custom
leave.
Night. Or is she in Ultimate? No, she's in
She's
Pizza Sim. You're right.
she's in Pizza Sim.
I forget she's in Pizza Sim.
She
I
can
mean,
leave.
to be
She
fair,
can keep away.
I think we've known about her existing for since Sister Location,
Yes, we have.
but I hate her design. It's just Toy Chica's design on a different bot with panels, and I don't like it.
It's literally just Toy Chica's design, but like recolored.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, that's the kind of the design they keep falling back on is Toy Chica's, and I don't like it. But we'll talk about that when we get this security breach.
Bonbon.
Hey, Bon Bon, go get him! I do love Kellen. Yeah. But that brings us to oh god, what came after Sister? Was it FNAF World? I because I do want to talk about FNAF World.
Um, I don't actually remember when FNAF came out. I'll have to look.
Whatever. We'll talk about it here. FNAF World. I like it. I actually unironically like the game. I know it's goofy, silly RPG with toned down FNAF characters, but I will defend it like this. And this is a horrible defense. It has the most blood we'll ever get in the series. Just saying. But I do accept it's very flawed. It's not really FNAF, and
In
that's
between,
fine.
sorry,
Go ahead.
in between Sister Location and Pizza Sim.
All right, whatever. It doesn't matter because I'm not going to linger on the game too long.
Yeah,
The
no.
adventure designs are basically just chibi. I call them chibi versions of the main cast, and it kind of is. Not really, but I think you guys, everyone can get where I get that from. But all right, that brings us to the next game, and I'm pretty sure it's Ultimate Custom Night.
It is.
All right. I like Ultimate Custom Night, but I will say it's probably a weak point in the franchise. It's not really if you don't like hard challenge, it's not the game for you. It doesn't do it does a couple things to do the lore, but it's not really the main selling point. The main selling point really is just beating the hardest challenge ever made for FNAF. And that's where FNAF's difficulty peaked. But overall, I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10.
Oh, how unfortunate.
All right. Okay, that's all you get. All right, and that brings us to one of my personal favorite games, a game I've only played in VR once. And it's not because I'm too scared, it's because I don't have a VR headset.
Yeah, I
Ultimate
haven't
or
played it
not
in
Ultimate
VR
Custom
either.
Night. Help
Help
Wanted
Wanted.
is probably one of my favorite FNAF games ever. It's number 2 for me. I just yeah, I get it. It's lazy because they're just rehashing the old games. But honestly, if that were to re-release for the 10th anniversary, I would be satisfied. Or not
Especially
re-release.
because you can actually do the stuff in VR this time, which actually makes it a lot scarier.
Yeah, like honestly, if they didn't release it back when it released in 2019, I think it would have made a great 10th anniversary game. Because it kind of just celebrates FNAF's history, you know? We got, Freddy in VR. That's cool. You know, I think
Buggy.
it would have been a good, I'm not going to go over every mini game. Just know the only people I don't like from that game are the goddamn plush babies. But that's purely because I hate their mini game.
Didn't you not like Glitch Trap as well?
No, I like Glitch Trap. I don't like
Oh,
what he
okay.
does to the lore, but I like him as like a design and a concept.
Oh, okay. Cause yeah, when I was playing it and you were watching me play it, you legit said ill when Glitch Trap
Yeah,
popped up. I think.
I don't like what he does to the lore, and we'll talk about that a little more in a minute. But I think FNAF 2 or FNAF 2. I think FNAF Help Wanted does a lot to add to the experience and add some new stuff.
Digital
That brings
consciousness transference.
yeah. That brings us to a game with such wasted potential, a game that could have been the best, but overall it just had too much of a rush development because of us, the fans. Um, that brings us to Security Breach. In its current
Didn't
state,
it get
what did
delayed as well?
it got delayed because they wanted to work on it more, and then we got mad and they released it, and it released as a buggy, broken mess. So to all the people who said the developers just didn't care, that they didn't want to put the work in, if we were more patient, we would have gotten a good Security Breach. Well, do I admit that they have not done much to fix the game? Yes. But honestly, in its current state, it's still broken. It's still a buggy mess, but whatever. What I say is worth the $40 it costs? No, not even a little. Would I say purchase it on sale? Yeah, depending on how low that sale goes. It's fun, it's goofy. If you don't take the game seriously, you can have a lot of fun with it. I like Moon, I like Sun, I like Glamrock Freddy. I despise Glamrock Chica and Roxy.
No,
Mostly
Roxy's my
fun.
favorite.
I mostly hate Glamrock Chica though.
Roxy. Yeah, Glamrock Chica is literally just the same as Fun Time and Toy Chica. Is a
Yeah,
theme.
yeah,
It's the theme.
I hate that design for Chica. I genuinely do.
Chica's for some reason always got to be a sexy babe,
Hate
even
it.
though she's a chicken.
FNAF 1 did it fine. Well, yes, she is still over sexualized in the fandom. I don't despise Toy Chica, or not Toy Chica, normal Chica as much as I do Toy. Anyway, moving on. Um, I don't, there's one aspect though I despise about Security Breach, and that's Burn Trap. I don't like him. I don't. Do I think his design's kind of cool? Yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
But
Do I like?
we also
Go
got
ahead.
another character in there that I don't think you mentioned.
Mapbot. Oh,
No,
Monty.
you didn't mention Monty, but there's another one.
I don't remember. Who did I miss?
DJ Music Man.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, he's there too. Yeah, not.
I
I
gotta
mean,
mention the Music Man. Every FNAF fan knows about the Music Man.
no, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. Not everyone does, and
From one
honestly, I don't
person
blame
in
them.
particular. From one person in particular.
Yeah, but not every FNAF fan watched Matt Pat.
Music Man.
Anyway, um,
It was
yeah.
memed.
Oh, I know it was. Doesn't mean everyone does. But anyway, again, moving on. I don't know. Security Breach could have been something more, but it just wasn't. And well, we're talking about security breach. We'll talk about Ruin. I think Ruin's kind of meh. It's
Did we
not.
talk about Curse of River?
Oh, I completely forgot about it. It probably has some of the coolest mini games. Reimagining FNAF, but more like horror. I think it does great.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, Dreadbear.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that DLC until like a year after it came out, and I thought that was a fan design. I genuinely thought that was a fan design. But nope, it's official, and well, I like it. I think it works.
Yeah. Little Frankenboy.
But I guess that brings
Freddy
us
time.
to yeah, I think that brings us to Ruin. Ruin's kind of just there. It doesn't do anything to like it actually some of the patches Ruin had actually broke security breach even further. And Ruin in its current state is also bugged. So, despite what I said earlier, it is still a buggy mess and they did not do their best to fix it. I will say that. But overall, when Ruin first released, it was overall bug free. It still had bugs, but it wasn't like a total mess. Man, I'm kind of blanking. Overall, it's just meh. The Mimic, I don't like the Mimic, especially because
Mimic is something.
it comes from the books and it complicates what's canon from the books, what's not canon even further. Honestly, I'll talk about my final thoughts in a minute because I was about to go into those, but I want to talk about Help Wanted 2 real quick. Or kind of talk about it as a not spoiler way spoiler way. It's fun. I like the new gimmicks, but it's overall just doesn't feel like to me that it doesn't feel like FNAF anymore. Maybe that's just the nostalgia talking.
I will say for preface, I think Help Wanted 2 will mainly be Ben talking about it because I've seen like the bare minimum of it.
Yeah, because they want to go into it with a fresh experience, and that's
Yeah.
totally good. But I'm not going to spoil too much. To those of you who have seen it, I think you can understand what I mean by it doesn't feel like really FNAF. It feels like a FNAF parody, and that to me just doesn't appeal. Like, I'm not over here advocating for the overly edgy, overly dark FNAF. I'm not. I like goofy FNAF. I liked FNAF World. But I will say FNAF has kind of lost its flair for me. So while I always will look back on those old games with much, much love, no matter how much I despise Toy Chica, no matter how much I despise FNAF 3, I still think this is a franchise that will mark my life forever. It was my real first horror game. I loved watching the old fan animations that used to come out like every day. I FNAF in its prime, back when the fandom was at its peak. I loved it. I still love FNAF, and I think I'll love FNAF for the rest of my life. But that's just my thoughts on it. Lucky, anything you want to say?
I do have one thing.
Resume ninja skill.
All right, okay. If you're wondering why I didn't talk about the FNAF movie, it's because we mostly want to focus on the games. The fact that we got the FNAF movie is amazing. I love that movie. I do. Don't care. Anyway, I think that's a good place to leave this. FNAF will always have a legacy. and I can't wait to play Into the Pit. If this goes up when it's supposed to, I should be live streaming it today. So, my Twitch will be in the description if you want to watch that. I'll probably make a video over it as well, but for now, I think that's where we'll leave it. I'm Ben.
I'm Lucky.
And watch your frontal lobes. See ya.